What's up guys, Poby here, bringing you a video today, hopefully that will help you guys out in getting better at PvP. And that is because I'll be talking about the top 5 ways to be better and be a better player as far as player versus player is concerned in World of Warcraft. Number 5 is going to be know your class and possibly other people's classes. And I say it like that because know your class should definitely come first. Now what I mean by this is a lot of people I play with and a lot of people I play with, specifically hunters, realize when I talk to them or when they watch my videos that they have things they didn't even realize that they had. I remember playing in 5.4 and a lot of people didn't even know they had Master's Call, which is the ability to remove slows from your hunter class and your pet as well at the same time. And it's one of the main PvP abilities. A lot of people didn't even realize they had this, or if they realized they had this, they didn't even use it. So I must say this, that please know your class. Go into your professions tab, or your abilities tab, sorry. Check all of your abilities. Look through them all. Make sure they're all on your bars. Every single one. Every single ability should be on your bars somewhere. They don't need to be all keybind straight away, but just make sure they're all on your bars and you've read them all and you know what they all do. Even if you PvP and you're too busy trying to use an ability you're not used to using and then you die, eventually you'll become a better player by using that ability and getting used to using that ability, which comes into a couple of the other topics I'll be talking about. But as of right now, know your class. After this point, another kind of subsection of this one, of the subsection of number 5 here, is to know other people's classes. A really good player and a really good high-rated arena player is going to know what other people can do as well. They don't just know everything about the hunter class, they know everything about what everyone else is, or at least what they need to look out for instance CCs or giant bursts things or anything that are like a blade storm or something. They know what everyone else can do, what they are doing, and when they see it, they know how to react to it. So once you know your own class, then either level an alt to learn the other classes or just simply watch YouTube videos or verse them enough in practice to know another class and every other class in the game. And that's how you'll become very, very good at PvP. Number 4. Now this is a pretty straightforward one. This is practice. Now this gets into a few pretty vague areas, but practice makes perfect is not just the same because someone wanted to make their kid do work or some shit. It's a realistic thing and it actually makes sense. The more you PvP, the more you get this shit done, the more you will be used to this, the more you'll be able to handle the situation. I've had many of my viewers tell me that they're just not comfortable PvPing. I've had many viewers tell me that they don't understand how I can talk and PvP at the same time because they're so focused while they do it. The reason I can do this is because I'm extremely confident and practiced in PvP. I know what to doing, I know what's happening. When I see something, I don't have to think twice about it because I'm so practiced. I know what I'm doing, and I've been in this situation before. Most PvP situations I have been in and I know how to react to correctly. And even if I don't know how to react correctly, I still know how to react based on what I think is going to happen or what I think is the right move, even if it's not. Even if I fuck up or make a mistake, I will just realize it's a mistake and learn from there and move on. That's why practice is going to be number 4 and why it's something you definitely need to do to become a better player. Number 3. Now this is going to be a pretty straightforward one, guys. Key bindings. I had to bring this one up. A lot of you guys are going to be mad at me because I know players can play without key bindings. I know you can click and do well. I know people do click and do well. But key bindings, honestly, in my honest opinion, being a person who was a clicker and is now a keybinder, it's just quicker. That's just the fact about it is it's just quicker. I'm not saying you need to be quick to be amazing at PvP. I'm not saying you need to be a keybinder to be amazing. I'm just saying it definitely confirmed helps. That's why you should pick up key bindings. Don't go all ham-fisted and chuck all your stuff into a key binding immediately if you're a noob at it and you've not key binded before. Just key bind a few things. Key bind your main abilities. If you're a hunter, key bind your arcane shot or your explosive shot or something. Just a couple things. Get used to using that, then add more and move slowly forward through those sorts of things. And once you do that, you can add more keybinds and more keybinds. And eventually, you get to a point where you actually not look at where you're clicking. You don't have to click anymore. Instead, you can watch your screen more. You are completely down to a science of what to keybind. And this kind of leads into number 3 here, or number 2, sorry. And number 2 is going to be muscle memory. Now, this is a huge one. A lot of people, I think, overlook this as a contributing factor to be a really good PvPer. And that's because they don't really think about it. They're just good at keybinding. They think they're just good and they think it's just practice. But in reality, it's muscle memory. This is what's making you a good player in PvP is the reaction time. You know what to press. You know what to play. A lot of people who have a lot of ults or a lot of characters they play don't have really good muscle memory because they fuck up and they kind of goof or they think they're playing a different class or they're used to playing too much stuff. If you stick to one class and play it a lot, and you have those keybinds and you're used to those keybinds, you'll eventually get a muscle memory to the point where you react to something automatically. Your muscles just do it. Your fingers just do it. You know where it is. You know exactly how far the key is. You know how to hit shift 3. You know how to use your fucking Razer Naga. You know how to use everything. It's all muscle memory. And this, again, comes from practice, but it's going to take a long time to get down, and it's going to take a lot of practice. Even if you're not PvPing, just going and sitting on a dummy and just attacking the dummy for a long period of time and just trying to get as much damage and get your rotation down will also help just using those abilities. The hardest ones are going to be the abilities you don't use often but are important. For instance, like CCs or trank shots or something like that it's not in your normal rotation, but in certain situations they're crucial. So because of that, those ones will be hard to get down to muscle memory, and that's why you should practice them and get it down. And once you have them as muscle memory, you'll be at a distinct advantage from other players. Number 1 is going to be CC awareness. Now, the reason this is number 1, and I think this is the biggest point, is because I've played many a character or played many a class where I'm completely horrible at it. I'm bad, I'm not good at it, and I'm doing arena anyway, trying to get better at my class. I can do decently. I can get to 1550 in arena, 2v2, or even 3v3 with normal average gear if I just know how to CC. If I'm playing with 2 other players or 1 other player that knows what they're doing and are a good player, and I'm playing as a scrub noob fucking resto druid or whatever I'm playing, if I know how to CC, if I know how to do it, it helps out immensely. Even in a 1v1 situation, if you are 1v1ing someone and you don't utilize your CC to the best of your ability, you are putting yourself at a fault. I don't know why you're doing this. Make sure you come to terms with what CC you have, what you can use as CC, because a lot of people don't realize that some things against certain classes can be used as a CC. For instance, if you're playing a hunter, you can use your web as a CC against a warrior. There's no way they can get out of that except for a few things like trinket or maybe a priest dispelling them or something like that. There's no way anybody can get out of that in a normal, especially a 1v1 situation. They're going to have to sit that web. And you can use it as a CC. You can also web into trap. You can do all those sorts of things. You can use your sleep shots, and every class has different CCs, obviously. Just make sure you are aware of your CC. And then on top of this, make sure you know and practice and try to chain it with the other person if you're doing 2s or 3s or if you're doing arena. Even BGs. If you see someone trapping in a BG and you want to put a CC, you want to put a sheep on them if you're playing a mage, just make sure your CC awareness is 100%. If you do this, even if you have no gear and you have no ability to do much damage because you have no gear or you don't know your rotation, if you still have CC awareness, you are better to your team than most people, because most people do not know how to do this and they don't know how to CC efficiently, and that is why it's number 1, guys. I hope this list helps. Please watch this list, read this list, pay attention to this list. It will help you, I guarantee it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.